Well, good morning, everybody, and I'm sorry that I can't myself be with you at this experts roundtable. I was hoping to be, but one thing and another it became just not feasible to do. I wish you the very best for today's discussions. International Alert has been working on climate change issues now for the past 6 or 7 years, and we've obviously always been interested in, our starting point is to think about the relationship between issues of climate and issues of security and peace, especially as far as they affect ordinary people in their ordinary lives. Really, where we've got to with thinking about this is that it isn't simply a question of looking at climate change and its impact upon conflict. It's rather thinking about climate change's impact upon some of the really critical systems upon which human prosperity, peace, livelihoods and so on depend. Those systems are the supply of water, therefore also food supplies, food security, energy supplies, and natural resources, including minerals coming out of the ground, but also other kinds of natural resources. And climate change has an impact upon each of these 4 critical systems. And it's the impact upon those critical systems which can lead to economic and social consequences, and then in certain circumstances, mixing with other elements of the socio-political landscape, have political consequences, even including exacerbating conflict risk and the prospect of conflicts not being able to be handled peacefully and therefore turning violent. So to try to design policies that intervene into that process, one really needs to be thinking about the resilience of those 4 critical systems and the resilience of human societies which are depending upon those systems. And thus, thinking about how to respond to climate change is not only to do with reducing carbon emissions, which is absolutely essential. It's not only to do with responding to specific risks by adapting to them, which is also absolutely essential. It's also by building that quality of resilience. And I guess if I were with you, the one thing that I would be repetitively arguing through the day is that resilience is resilience. If a community and a society is resilient against the impact of climate change, then it is probably also quite resilient to the impact of, or the risk of conflict, to the impact of external economic shocks like a shift in the terms of trade and so on. Resilience against one thing strengthens the capacity of a society to ride out other storms, so to speak. So our thinking in International Alert has stayed very closely connected to the climate change issue. My argument is not that climate change is unimportant. My argument is that you understand the real importance of climate change by seeing its connection to these 4 critical systems, water, food, energy and natural resources. And therefore one can think about policies to protect people against the impact of climate change by also thinking about how to intervene in relation to those 4 critical systems. You're going to discuss this in great detail, in great depth. I wish you well with these discussions, and as I say, I wish I could have been with you, but it's not to be. So best wishes from a surprisingly sunny London to you all in Kathmandu.